Hey guys, it's Hawaiian Shirt Dan here with the vegan options. Today we're going to be making some Halloween treats, some vegan options that you can have for you or the little ones for your Halloween party. I'm going to be making some candy apples. I'm going to be making them a zombie and or Hulk inspired treat. They're going to be a green Granny Smith apple, and then we're going to use a purple dye to make the candy purple, kind of do a cool theme there. We're also going to be making some hard candy, some vegan hard candy. A little nervous about that because I've never made hard candy before. Heard it's kind of a science, but I'm going to do my best. Again, we have our vegan sugar here. For both recipes, we're going to need corn syrup, various dyes. We have a mold here for our hard candy. It's going to be skulls and crossbones. And then you're going to need some kind of rod to skew the apple with. I just actually went with barbecue skewers, some bamboo barbecue skewers. So we'll see how those work. That's all. Let's get started. For the hard candy, we're going to need 2 cups of sugar. We'll also need 2/3 of a cup of corn syrup, and then 3/4 of a cup of water, and then also our food coloring. One thing, I'm just going to leave these as just sugar based. I'm not going to add any flavoring. That's one thing the recipe calls for. Since this is my first time, I really didn't want to use flavoring in case I mess it up. Next time, or if you want to, you can add flavoring to the recipe. First thing I'm going to do, mostly so I don't forget, I'm going to take some cooking spray and spray the candy mold. That way the candy doesn't stick to the mold. Just a light coat in there should do. At least that's what the recipe calls for. So my next step is to add all my ingredients, everything but the food coloring. Apparently I need to add the food coloring a little bit into the boil. So we got our sugar here. Then our corn syrup.
Oh yeah.
And our water. And just bring it to a medium heat and let it boil. Then one other thing that you'll need is a candy thermometer. I didn't have one. Luckily, my sister had one, so I'm going to be borrowing hers. Kind of fancy. It's a digital one. One thing the recipe suggests, you have to do things at certain temperatures, apparently, with the hard candy, so I'm going to need this. So with the candy thermometer, you don't want the tip of it to touch the bottom of the pan to get the best reading. As you can see, my thermometer is kind of a little bit bigger than my pan, so I just had to kind of rig something up here to make it work. Then apparently also you want to bring it to a boil without stirring it, so you don't want to touch it while it's in this phase. And right now we're supposed to bring it up to a temperature of 260 degrees, and then we add the food coloring. Again, we don't want to stir it.
Mayday, going down.
So then when we get to 260 degrees is when we're supposed to add the food coloring. Not really too sure how much to add, so we'll just do our best and just go with it. We're there. So, and also they say you're still not supposed to stir it. I know it's been really tempting for me to stir it through this whole process, but you're supposed to just let it boil. Apparently the boiling of it kind of agitates everything and mixes everything together. So now the recipe says we're supposed to take it off right at 300 degrees. So it looks like we're about gonna get there. So yep, now it's time to take it off. So I'll just move this thermometer out of the way here and just put it on this back burner back here and turn off my heat. So right now we are just wanting to let the boiling stop. So you're just kind of waiting for the bubbles to stop. If you were going to add flavoring, once it stops boiling, this is when you would add the flavoring and then stir it in. So I'm just going to let it stop boiling here and then stir it. So now it looks like the boiling has stopped. So I'm just going to stir it up here a little bit. I don't want to let it cool too much because then I assume it's going to start to solidify. Now I've got my molds here. I've got some extra area over here for any of my excess. I'll just put over here and I'll just crack it as is. So I'll take my, here goes nothing. Hopefully I did it right. So now I'm just gonna pour it into these. I'm sure I won't get it perfectly, but I'll just crack off whatever excess. I'll try to do my best. Ooh, that's not too bad there. Okay, so now let's do the crossbone here. Let it fill up. It looks pretty good. It looks like candy. Oh, that's okay. I think we'll have plenty, so probably should have bought more molds, but that's okay. There we go. I think that should be good. So for the hard candy apple recipe, it's the same hard candy recipe. I just added purple dye instead of a green dye for this one.
Please, no!
So as you can see from the video, it's pretty much a half win, half fail. I think the regular hard candies turned out really well. I'm pretty proud of them, especially for my first try. They taste great. Definitely a hard candy, and they look amazing. But the candy apples, they were a little bit more difficult. I think it was more of like a timing thing with those. This one turned out okay. It was my first one, but I think I got it a little bit too close to the solid point. Kind of started to become hard candy on me. I tried to put it back on the burner, and it just kind of, turned into this weird texture. You can kind of see that there. Kind of just turned into some weird monster, if you will. I guess if that's what you're going for. I think I would try them again and just try to hit that window a little bit better. But I am proud of these. So if you try it, let me know. Just let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe.
That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more content. Happy Halloween, everyone, and remember to choose the vegan option.
Did melt the tip of the thermometer. I would suggest going with a metal thermometer. It still works, but I think the plastic part of it melted a little bit. The video recipe that I was watching for it, they had a metal one, so I guess I would suggest using that.